Hi there, everyone. This is Sharon for another conscious sharing moment. And so, remember to like and share, remember to subscribe, remember to hit the notification button, and remember to comment too so I will know exactly what are your thoughts regarding these topics. I love to hear from you because when it comes to these conscious sharing moments, they're for you. They're aha moments, revelations, insight, reflection, and things that make you go, Yes, yes, yes. So that you can have a more fulfilling life so you can live in joy. And so let's move on. With today's topic is be the center of attention. Celebrate you. And this topic is really important for me because personally, I have always like, oh, I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't like being the center of attention. And I've said this one time before regarding compliments and things of that sort. And it's not selfish. And it's not, I mean, we know those individuals who can be like egocentric. We're not talking about that. We're talking about if you're doing something. Let me tell you this one story. Back when I was in high school, many years ago, I ran track and I love running track. But again, because I didn't always celebrate me. I never told my mom when the track, especially the conferences were, and the coach did, and she was there to support me. But my whole point in saying that when we don't, there's no one there to support you and even yourself. So this is why it's important for you to celebrate you. This is why it's important for you to put yourself in positions so you can bring attention to yourself, especially if it's good attention. And let me say this. I used to say it's a side note, but it's not a side note. But one thing I will say, I get it because it's almost like public speaking. People have this thing about public speaking. This is one reason why I did this. I do this. I have a lot to say, a lot to share. And I really love educating people because I'm like, if someone else or if I experienced something or had a thought or a feeling, I know that I'm not alone. I know that that other person is not alone as well. And so this is another reason why I do this. The whole point is do the thing that you feel uncomfortable doing. I don't like using that word, but just do it. Just do it. Bring attention to yourself. If it's good attention, how is that not something that you can celebrate and others to celebrate and be able to celebrate with you? Because you know what happens? When we do not bring attention to the things that we believe in, especially for betterment of the world, the betterment of other people, especially when it's of given, then when it truly becomes the time for us to go out there into the world to do those things, then you have much more of a challenge in doing those things. And you're like, oh, well, telling people where the people are at. Are you truly telling people? I was recently listening to someone, I can't remember who, because I was watching a couple of different videos. I think I remember who, but I prefer not to say because I can't remember exactly. But the thing is, what they're saying, and they're out there, they're like, bring attention to yourself. And so, especially if you are running a business, because how are people going to know? And you didn't really want the attention to the people who's in alignment with you anyway. So this is why it's so important for you to bring attention to yourself. You're like, hey, this is what I'm doing over here. Let me tell you what's going on over here. Hey, it doesn't even really have to be like about your program if that's what you're doing or whatever. If you're running a business, it doesn't even really have to be that always, but usually it is about planting that seed of what you're doing. so that when you do have an offer, you won't feel awkward. And this is note to self. When I'm saying the statement that I just said, I'm saying this to myself as well. And so you are not alone in that. Just think about it. Just when I said it not long ago, when you're bringing attention to yourself in the goodness that you are bringing to the world, how is that not okay? Of course, that's something to celebrate. People want to hear it. And basically, when it comes down to it, some people just may not be ready. And just know that those individuals who may not be ready, even though they may be the ones who need it, just know that when it comes to God, the universe, the divine, that they're going to be taken care of in the way that they would be taken care of. But also to remember, and this is for all of us, no matter who we are, where we are, in that until we're ready, we're ready. And so you're going towards the individuals who are ready to hear what you have to offer, who are ready to hear the words that you're saying, who are ready to hear your story, your journey. So bring attention to yourself. Tell your family and friends what you are all about, what you believe in. If you have a new insight about something, tell your family and friends. If you have anything to offer someone, tell. And tell strangers too. Because as they say, especially when it comes to business, they're the ones who's going to end up supporting you the most anyway. Because when you really think about it, let's just say, even if you have a large family, your large family is not going to comprise of millions of people. And so another thing I heard recently too, and I can't remember who said it either, because like I said, I've been binging on some videos lately, but the person said, it may have been the same person, but the person said, you're gonna have to talk to strangers. And so let's say there are 50 million people in this world. You only need 50. So bring attention to yourself. Stand up straight and say, yes, this is who I am. This is what I have to offer. If you have a story, just know that someone is waiting on you. Someone is waiting to hear your story because they are stuck. They are stagnated. They may have been where you were and you overcame. So bring attention to yourself. And even though I'm talking about all of this other stuff, but what about, because I see a lot of individuals have a lot of different talents. So what about, hey, if you are a balloon maker and you do events and workshops regarding balloons, let people know. If you bake cakes, let people know. If, again, bring attention to yourself. So when you bring attention to yourself, you are celebrating yourself. And the other piece I'm going to say about this too, in that for those of you who have a godly, universal, divinely believe in that presence, when you bring attention to yourself, you're bringing attention to that presence as well, because that presence is within you. And so let people know what you are all about. Let people know what you are doing. And be mindful of the words that you are saying. Because again, when you are bringing attention to yourself, you are celebrating you. You're celebrating the divine that is within you. Because how else are people going to know? And that way you believe it too. In the beginning, it may be scary. Because, man, when I go back and look at my earlier videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, I sure have grown by doing these videos. And so bring attention about yourself. Because, again, just thinking about it, you're not, for the majority of the people, are not bringing attention to negative things. So what? That they have a good self-esteem. Yes, because you're celebrating you. Yes, because you are bringing goodness into the world. So let's stop saying, oh, they just think it's too much of themselves. Why not? Because evidently, if you're saying that statement, you're not thinking goodness of you. And so, again, let's celebrate yourself, because when you celebrate yourself, others can celebrate you too. And even if they don't, that's okay, because there's someone who is waiting for you anyway. And so, in order for you to do the things that you want to do that is in alignment with your purpose, with your mission, with your vision, is for you to bring attention to yourself, to give the messages to the world, to offer whatever that is that are your gifts, so that people would know that you exist and people will be coming towards you. So, anyone who is listening, celebrate you and then tell others. I'm always I'm always giving people props. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know, even if I can do certain things myself, and which a lot of times I end up giving a referral to someone else, always. And so that's twofold, is to celebrate you and say, hey, I can do this over here. And when it comes to choice, hey, someone else can do that over there. So let's celebrate each other as well. So bring attention to yourself again, so that you can be in alignment of who you truly are. So you can be in alignment with your purpose, with your mission, with your vision, so that you can celebrate you. That's the main thing. Because no one's not going to know who you are if you don't bring attention to yourself. So just remember, it's all good. Just remember, it's a celebration and bringing attention to yourself. And again, I want to say a little side note. If it feels a little funny in your stomach or in your body, breathe through that. Because when it comes to excitement and nervousness, the body really doesn't know the difference. And just tell yourself it is excitement. And so bring attention to yourself so you can be in alignment with who you truly are, so that you can live in your gifts, through your gifts, and for your gifts. And so thank you for watching this conscious sharing moment. And remember to like and share. And I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments. So remember, bring attention to yourself and celebrate you.